What's up, Snipe here. I thought I would make a video that would help any advanced traders or even newbies um, clear any brain fog that they're having with trading. And I know that trading is subjective to the person, especially when it comes to scalping. I mean, there are many moments you can be right and still lose, and there are many moments you can be wrong and still win. Trading is really a game of probabilities, and if you don't understand where you are in the market, um, it's likely that you are the market's liquidity. So let's kind of go into where I think traders need help the most when identifying and determining um, price narrative and seeing and kind of determining your trade, whether it's a good trade to take or not, whether your bias is high probability or not. Okay, so let's get into it. So here we are on the 15-minute chart. Market open is right here, right? So why did I long this morning? This morning I longed, but I also shorted afterwards. And the reason I did both is because of the higher time frame narrative, which I have this extra chart for. So this chart is a 30-minute chart, and all I do is mark out the midnight of every day. I do this for each contract session. So this is December's contract. This kind of helps me narrow down where we are and helps me determine a bias for the next trading day. So for example, I mark out the high and the low for each day with the Fibonacci tool. And then the red is the premium, the green is the discount. So when I look at the next day, for instance today, I look and I notice, hey, we swept Sunday's high and Friday's high. So what happens after we sweep a high? Usually the price will tend to go back into the range and or target sell side, right? So we swept the highs and then price opened somewhere. We were right here pre-market, and I was like, okay, we're in a premium. I really want to short this because we already swept the high up here, so I really wanted to short this. And I was starting to marry my bias of being bearish. And I was like, well, wait a second. We've been running lower all night. Why would I want to short this if we've just been running lower? If we're going to run lower and the market manipulates, well, then I would want to see some form of manipulation to the upside so that way I can go short. And when you apply an OTE range to the high and the low here, look where price ends up going. It goes straight to OTE, and then that's where it starts rejecting and running lower. And now we have that bearish bias. So if you were bearish, you can definitely get into it here at the OTE. But you need to wait for manipulation in the market. I mean, that's the biggest key when trading. If you can't just enter a trade whenever, everyone knows that there's manipulation in the marketplace, and the reason why people succeed at day trading is because they are able to read that manipulation, to read it like an institution, right? So we play that manipulation move and then we run lower. But since I knew, I guess you could say knew that manipulation was going to take place because we just kept running lower and I wanted to see some form of correction, I ended up taking a long at the open. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Oops. And I also took a short after we hit OTE. Also happens to be in this hourly fair value gap. Just to apply it so we see it here as well. All right, market open. So I was pre-market. I was looking for what's going on. So I put 9:30 time vertical line there and 8 o'clock line. I always mark out 8 o'clock and 9:30 so that way I can identify pre-market lows and pre-market highs. Here's a pre-market high here, and then we were right here. We're somewhere right here, and I was like, okay, if we sweep this low and create an SMT divergence, then that'll be nice for a long. We didn't create an SMT. ES ended up taking a low as well, but that's all right. I noticed that we swept it. Market opens right after we sweep it, and then we just start inversing for value gap here, for value gap there. But I wanted to see a change in state of delivery. So I marked out the high up here. I wanted to see candle closure above here. We did. We saw that candle closure, and I ended up taking a long on this candle. Right, or after this candle, I wanted to make sure the price stayed above here. So my stop loss was like somewhere right here. So I took this long all the way, ran up here into this hourly imbalance, and then I ended up taking a short after we closed below over here, creating another change in state of delivery. So we closed below here, and I ended up taking a short on this candle. My stop loss was somewhere right here, and then I just targeted just like 50% of the range really, because I didn't want to wait for price to come back down here and hit the market open low. So I cut my trade. Let's see. Yeah, I cut my trade somewhere right here. So I cut a long and I cut a short, and that's fine. That's enough for me. This is what, a 204 to 105. So that's a 100-point move right there. And then from here, 58 to 242, basically a 200 point. So I caught 300 points today, and these are relatively small considering where I thought price was gonna go. Right, I knew it was gonna come all the way down to here, or I anticipated, not that I knew, I anticipated price to come all the way down here and then definitely drop lower. But what happened after we sweep pre-market lows? We ended up retracing even higher, and then when you look at it from here to there, well, let's reverse this. Again, in the OTE range, so premium, so you could short it, and then prices delivered even lower. So that was my reasoning behind my two trades today. And basically the same thing happened on this past Friday. But anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to go over why I traded the way that I did today. And I really hope this helps. Anything else I can go over? So the basic key points for this video, to help clear any brain fog, is understanding higher time frame narrative, not marrying a bias, and being patient, waiting for price to sweep a low, sweep a high, and then wait for that inversion, change in state of delivery, and then taking that entry. Yeah, so I hope this video helps. Feel free to comment or ask questions if you need any more help. If you need help, if you're stuck and you have brain fog or you don't know what's going on, just feel free to join the Discord. Shoot me a question, and I'll do my best to answer your question, help you clear any brain fog you're having.